Good morning, everybody. Welcome to class. You said this is your first time you're here?
Yes.
Now, have you practiced yoga before, though?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I figured with your gear, you look like you look like you're good to go. Does anybody have any pains or anything that we need to focus on today or avoid? All right. So this is our last in-person class until we get back in January. So we'll have that first Saturday in January because the holiday falling on a Monday. So let's go ahead and get started. Just being in a nice comfortable seat of your choice, lengthening the back, and start listening to the sound of your breath. Trying to clear our minds of everything else for today, just for the next 45 minutes. Press both palms together at our heart center, and we'll let our chin sink to our chest and set our intention for the practice today. Think about why you came, maybe what you want to get out of your time. Lifting our heads and resting our wrists back onto our knees. If you want to do a mudra with your fingers, one I recommend for this time of the year would be our thumb to our ring finger, and that helps with anxiety and stress. And we're gonna breathe here. So I'll count to 4 and we'll inhale that entire time, hold it for a beat, and then we'll exhale really slowly and controlled for 6. So let's go ahead. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold it. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to let our left ear lower to the left shoulder. Coming up through center, go over to the right. Through center, to the left. And we're gonna swoop the head over. So go ahead and lower the chin to the chest as we bring our head over to the right. Remember to relax those shoulders. And we'll go back over to the left. Right. And left. Come up through center. And we're gonna go ahead and inhale both hands up. Exhale, pull them down through our heart center, pressing those palms together firmly. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Left hand will come down, right hand is gonna reach up and over for a side stretch. Lengthening that right side, keeping our shoulders stacked on top of each other and both sits bones anchored. Maybe look up towards the ceiling. Coming through center, we're gonna go over to the right. through center, left. Shift our shoulders so that we're facing the earth, and we're gonna walk those hands out in front of us. Take a pause when we get to the center and relax. And continue the journey over to the right side. Plant that right hand, open up the shoulders, coming into our side stretch again. Once again, rotate towards the earth. Walk the hands out in front of us, pausing in center. Relax for a moment. Fingertips come over to the left. Open back up. As we bring the right hand up, we're going to come all the way behind our back. Left hand will come to that right knee. Do a gentle spinal twist, looking over your right shoulder. Rotate over to the other side. Right hand, left knee. Look over the left shoulder. Back to center. Go ahead and extend both feet out in front of us, coming into a staff pose. Back is nice and tall. Feel the energy coming out of the crown of our head. And we'll flex those toes. As we relax the feet, we're going to fold forward gently. With every exhale, just trying to release and become heavier, letting gravity take over. As we roll up, we're going to draw the right foot in with us, put it into the crook of our elbow, and we're going to rock the baby or hold the baby. Now, remember when we do this, it's important to keep our back nice and straight. If we find ourselves really going like this just to get the leg in, loosen up your grip on the leg. Make sure you protect your back. And the focus is on this hip flexor. So if you feel the stretch, and it doesn't matter how high your leg comes up. Taking the right hand, you're going to grab that foot, extend it out in front of us. And lower back down. Go ahead and fold forward gently. Sitting up, we'll pull the left leg in with us. And again, we're gonna rock the baby. Getting some rotation in the hip. Left hand will grab that left foot and extend the foot out in front of us. Sitting up nice and tall. And lowering the leg. We'll pull the feet in together, coming into our bound angle pose. You can hook your big fingers, I say that all the time, the pointer fingers onto the big toes if you want. Or if it's more comfortable today, just to grab our ankles or our shins. We want to keep that back nice and tall. Feel the lengthening of the neck, relaxing the shoulders. And we can gently bounce the knees. And we can swing those legs underneath us, coming into our tabletop position. Now when we come to all fours, we check to make sure that the knee is in line with the hip and that the ankle is in line with the shoulder. Keep those shoulders active and really pull in the belly. That helps with our balance, but it also protects the spine. And we'll do some cat-cow breathing. So if you know it, feel free to start it. But we inhale and we drop the belly down, opening the chest and looking forward, making sure we're not sinking into the shoulders here. Keep this nice and active. This is our cow pose. And then we exhale, arching our back up, tucking the chin and the tailbone, coming into cat. Return to cow with your next inhale. And just go back and forth between the two postures, following your natural breath. Let's do one more set and we'll meet in a neutral spine. Toes touch, knees as wide as the mat, and let's sink those hips back to our heels, stretching the hands out in front of us until you can melt into your mat, resting your forehead. If this is uncomfortable for our shoulders or our back, go ahead and pull those hands back, and you can support your forehead with your stacked hands. And we're going to lift up onto the fingertips, walk our hands over to the right, stretching back out, lengthening that left side. Back up on the fingertips, walk those hands all the way through center, and we'll go over to the left. Up on our fingertips, coming back to center. We're going to roll back up to a tabletop. Go ahead and realign the knees so they're underneath our hips. We'll extend that right foot straight out to the side so you're on the inside knife blade of that right foot. And we're going to sink the hips back to the heel again. And then pull back up to a tabletop. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm so sorry. It's a morning. Yeah, I've had this forever, it feels like. Left hand stays down. Our right hand is going to reach up to the ceiling. Really try to get as much space between the hands as you can. Look up to that right hand. And then we're going to thread the right hand underneath that left arm, resting onto our right shoulder and our right cheek. And that left hand's going to slide all the way up to the top of the mat. And we'll pull that left hand back in, coming back up. Right foot comes in, and we'll extend the left foot out. Hips sink back to the heels. And up to tabletop. 2, 3, 4, and 5. right hand stays planted, left hand will reach up to the sky. Let that left hand thread underneath the right, resting onto our left shoulder, left cheek, sliding the right hand up to the top of our mat. Press back up to the tabletop, draw that left foot in. And we're gonna go ahead and roll down, so you might wanna take a few steps forward with those hands. We're just gonna roll down to your mat. Really try to start working on those arms though, keeping the elbows pressed in. Relaxing onto our tummies. We're gonna press up to a cobra, so we push into those hands, lifting our upper body, looking forward. Make sure that that back is still able to extend. If you feel it crunching, maybe lower down a little bit. Elbows are pressed in, shoulders are down. Exhale back down to your mat. Inhale up. Exhale down. And one last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. We're gonna let those hands come down alongside our body. And imagine those hands reaching down towards the feet, lifting up our upper body as we look forward. And then if you can, lift the feet up as well, coming into a locust pose. Relax back down. Hands will slide underneath our shoulders, pressing up through tabletop. We'll tuck those toes under and lift the hips up to the sky. Coming into a downward facing dog. Press one heel in at a time here, walking your dog out. Once you feel nice and stretched, you can find your stillness. Keep that gaze in between the feet so that your ears are in line with your arm. Tilt the pelvis forward and then press those heels down towards the mat. Walking those feet up to the hands, we're going to come into a forward fold with our knees bent gently so we can rest the chest on the thigh. We'll hang out for a moment. Try to just completely release from the waist up, coming into this ragdoll feeling. If you want to grasp opposite elbows, you can do that. And bringing our hands back down to earth, we'll straighten those legs out as much as feels comfortable here. And then we're going to walk the hands towards the right. Just a gentle little twist added to our forward fold. Walking hands through center, we'll go over to the left. And back to center. Go ahead and start rolling up to standing position, so with gentle knees at first. Just keep that ragdoll upper body as we roll up one vertebrae at a time. Our head is the last thing that comes up as we come into mountain pose. As the energy flows down our backs, make sure we have that tailbone tucked under, coming through our roots where we're connected to the earth. Make sure that all four corners of our feet have equal weight. And let that energy flow up our fronts, activating the thighs so that they lift up off of our knee, pulling that tummy in, and our shoulders are pressing down and back. inhale, both hands up. Open the arms as if you have a beach ball in between your hands. And then as we exhale, we're going to fold towards the right. As you exhale, try to relax. Maybe go deeper into the stretch. Inhale back up through center. Exhale over to the left. And back up through center. We're going to take our feet as wide as our mat. We're going to let our arms just gently come down beside us. And we're going to start letting the arms flop around us. So knees are gentle. Find your movement here. Again, finding our stillness. You can walk your feet back in wherever they're comfortable. If you like them out there, you're more than welcome to stay. Let's inhale, both hands up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to keep that left hand down to the earth. We're going to lift the right hand, and as we do that, we're going to bend that left knee. So again, that twist, we're trying to get the hands as far apart from each other as possible. And if you can, look up at that right hand. Right hand comes down, straightening that leg. We'll bend the right knee as we lift that left hand up to the sky. Left hand down. In a forward fold here. We're going to take a big step back with the right foot and then the left, coming into a downward facing dog. And as we exhale, we're going to lower the hips, coming into a plank. Raise those hips back up, returning to down dog. Lower again to plank. This time, go ahead and release all the way down to your mat with an exhale. We'll inhale up to cobra. Exhale back down. Press through your plank and lift those hips up, downward facing dog. Walk your feet up to your hands. Exhale, forward fold. This time we're going to inhale halfway up to a flat back. Keeping our gaze down to the earth, we'll be able to keep the neck nice and long. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. And we'll bring our hands back to our heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to our downward facing dog. Lower the hips down to a plank. Press back up to a down dog. Shift our weight to our left foot. Right foot raises into a three-legged dog. Our hips stay square to the mat. Keep that foot flexed. We're going to draw that knee into the chest. You can arch your back up, thinking of that cat pose. And then swing the foot all the way through, coming to a low lunge. Make sure you can look forward. We'll drop that back knee and lift up to a crescent lunge. Hand is going to release down behind behind us. We're going to stretch back into the back space. Cartwheel our hands back down to the mat. And we're going to lift the back knee once again to a low lunge. Bring the right foot back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. Lower the hips to a plank. Press up to your down dog. Shift our weight to our right foot, left foot raises, three-legged dog. Draw that knee into our chest. Swing the foot through, coming to a low lunge. Dropping the back knee, we'll lift up to our crescent lunge. Left hand will come back. So look up to that right hand. Cartwheel both hands down. Lift that back knee into a low lunge. Left foot comes back to meet the right into our plank. If you're just doing a half plank, that's fine too. You're gonna lower down to your mat. Inhale back up to cobra. Lower down to the mat. Press through your plank, lift those hips up. Downward facing dog. We're gonna bend both knees deeply and look to the top of your mat. And make your way there any way you want. You can do the steps. You can take a bigger step or a hop. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway up to our flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. And bring our hands back down to our heart center.
Almost there. You can do it.
Needed that. All right, inhale, both hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to our downward facing dog. Lower the hips to our plank. If you need to skip this step, you can do that. Come back up to our downward facing dog. Shift our weight to our left foot, right foot raises, three-legged dog. Draw that knee into our chest. And as we swing our foot forward this time, we're gonna come up to a high lunge. So maybe not take as big of a step forward. Hands up. And we're gonna let that left hand come back behind us. All right, I did shift my foot to come to more like a warrior two base. Maybe I wouldn't have fallen over like that if I had done that. Cartwheel both hands down. And we're in a low lunge here. We're gonna push off with that left foot, lifting that leg out behind us. Keep the foot flexed. The leg is just trying to be parallel to the earth, not doing anything crazy there. And if you want to just plant the right hand and look up to the left, you can do the full half moon. Left hand comes down. We're going to step back down to our low lunge. Right foot comes back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. Shift our weight to our right foot, left foot raises, three-legged dog. Draw that knee into the chest. Swing the foot through. And we'll lift up first to a warrior one. No, I'm sorry. High lunge. The difference being we get to lift that back heel up off of the earth and our feet are parallel to each other. So let's go ahead and rotate the back foot to a warrior two so it's parallel to the back of our mat. We'll let the right hand come down and reach back with our left. Reverse warrior. Cartwheel the hands down. We're gonna bring that left foot back to meet the right. Plank. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale back up to our cobra. And exhale down. Press through our plank. Lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Bend both knees deeply and make your way to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. We'll bring our hands back to our heart center. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to our downward facing dog. If you want to sneak another plank in here one last time, lower to our plank. Lift back up to a downward facing dog. Lower both knees to the mat, returning to our tabletop position. Really pull in that core. Shoulders are active. Eyes are looking down. Make gentle circles on the mat with your body here so that we're getting some rotation in our wrists and maybe a little bit in your hips. Let's go in the opposite direction. Returning to tabletop. Let that right knee slide up to the right wrist. And you're just gonna scooch, scooch, scooch that foot up as far as you can before you sink back into a pigeon pose. So that left leg is extended behind us. And you can go ahead and relax any way you want in your pigeon. You can come to your elbows. Or if you want to go all the way down to a peaceful pigeon, think child's pose with the hands and rest the forehead on the mat. And we'll walk our hands back. Push back up to a tabletop. Bring that left knee up to the left ankle. Whoops, wrist. And scooch that foot up. Sinking back into that right leg. And position yourself so you're comfortable. Any level you want today, whatever feels good. Walking our hands back. We're going to swing the right leg forward. Returning to the easy pose from the beginning of our practice. Back is nice and straight. Neck is extended, nice and long. And let's do our interlace the fingers. Roll out those wrists. Press the palms away from us. Lift the palms up, keeping those shoulders pressed down. Now we're bringing our hands back behind us just so we can prep for a boat pose. So find that sweet spot on your tailbone. Our feet are coming out in front of us. If you can lift at least one leg, maybe you can get both of them up. And turn our hands. We're going to tap both hands together over to the right. Come through center to the left. Try to keep our legs still. And one more each side. Excellent. And we're going to rock forward here, tucking in as close as you can. Hug those hands in. So we're stretching out the shoulders a bit here. Let the chin sink down to the chest so we get a little stretch in the neck as well. And as we release, we'll lengthen the legs in front of us. Do one last forward fold in staff pose. Rolling up to a seated position. We're going to roll all the way down to our mat. So with a yoga roll, if you want to try it, the feet stay on the mat the whole time. So you'll tuck that chin under and slowly with control, lower all the way down. We're going to draw first that right knee into our chest, and then the left. Rock back and forth. A little massage in our lower back. And we'll put both arms out to our sides here. We're going to first lift those feet up to the ceiling. Sky. Imagine there's a sky. And with our feet glued together, the legs glued together, we're going to make small circles on the ceiling. And go in the opposite direction. And center. Go ahead and lower that left foot down. And with a gentle knee, we're going to let that right leg fall over our body towards the left, coming into a supine spinal twist. Keep both shoulders anchored to the earth. And if you want to do a bind here, we're going to bend that left foot up, leg up until you can reach that foot with your right hand, and then lay back down. And if you want to look over your right shoulder, release the head first, release your mind. Rolling onto our back, we'll plant that right foot down. Lift that left foot back up. Remember, it's just a nice loose leg here though. And as we straighten that right, we're gonna let the left fall over the right side, coming into the spinal twist on this side. Bend that right knee to reach down with that left hand. And if you want to look over the left shoulder. Release the head up first, then the foot, rolling onto our back. We'll pull that right foot up alongside the left. Walk those heels as close to our sits bones as we can get them, and both hands will come down alongside our body. We'll start by first tilting the pelvis so that we have no space behind our lower back here. But then you're going to keep lifting up the hips towards the ceiling. Coming into a supported bridge. Lower back down, one vertebrae at a time. And we'll straighten out our legs. We are coming into Shavasana, so if you'd like to grab a prop, if that makes this part more comfortable, now's the time to do that. And you'll straighten out your legs coming into just a nice flat back resting space. We'll take a big cleansing breath in and release it. With every breath from here on out, we're just trying to relax and let go of any of the tension we're holding in our body. We'll go through a body scan to very consciously release each muscle and then just enjoy the stillness. So relax the toes. Feel the relaxation just naturally fall through the feet. With each breath, imagine that you're pulling the relaxation up through first the calves, and then the thighs. Feel your legs naturally roll open a little as our hips relax. Release the hands, allowing the fingers to curl up naturally. Allow every breath to loosen up first the arms, into the shoulders. Breathe relaxation into the neck and the jaw, letting your mouth open up just a bit. Relax the muscles in the face. Imagine all of the stress, all of the tension just being pressed out of the crown of our heads.